Kevin, you've been appointed Southport manager this week. Welcome to the club. What's it like to be here as Southport manager?
It's exciting. It's been frantic. It's been in the pipeline for over a week or so now. It's been intense. Obviously, it was announced yesterday, and I'm personally delighted that I've been given this opportunity. Obviously, John Dre's going to be working alongside me, and it's just nice to get it done. Had a couple of sessions with the boys now. We've been pleasantly surprised by their attitude, and obviously they've been on a bit of a bad run lately, so I expected the confidence to be quite low, but they've shown a real determination. It's been really sharp, energetic. Seems to be a good morale around the place considering the results of late, and that's our job to come in and rejuvenate the group and give them a few pointers from our experience. John's alongside me, fantastic guy, great defender, will help the defence get solid and get back to clean sheets and working hard as units and stuff. So we've only had a limited amount of time to get to know the players, and obviously training 2 or 3 hours this week, it's not a great deal of time to get to know the group, but we've been working hard behind the scenes, lots of late nights, lots of deliberating, designing the sessions, what we feel the players need, working with the staff that are in place here, which have been fantastic. It's been great to meet everybody pretty much now, and everyone's excited by the future, I think, and I can't help but be impressed by the chairman and the board about their vision. And personally, I'm here because of the dream that they've sold and the vision that they created for this club, and I think it's an exciting time to be part of the club.
You mentioned the vision, the ambitions that have been put forward. What are your first impressions of the club? Impressive.
I think it's never easy suffering relegation and things and trying to turn it back around. I've been involved in that myself, and it can be difficult, but I think from what I've heard in the meetings that I've had with Phil and James and the directors on the board, there's lots of plans in place, and there's, by all accounts, there's not been too much to sing about over recent years, and we feel that with myself and John and the staff that are working with us at the minute, the squad of players we're happy with. There's obviously areas we need to look at and address. It's going to take a bit of time, but I feel it's been a real positive week. I'm delighted to be here. I'm excited, I'm passionate. I bring a lot of energy. I'm very focused. I'm very down to the detail. I want things to be done right. I want the standards to be raised by the players, the staff, and I'll be working tirelessly to make sure that the players are given every opportunity to succeed. Really, I think Phil and people talk about creating, writing stories and creating memories, and that's something that I've always felt I've done over my career. Really, the clubs that I've played for, bar probably one club, we've all achieved semi-finals, FA Cups, playing in Europe, Cup finals, promotion wins, playoff wins. That's what the fans come to see. That's what gets players out of bed in the morning. That's what's driving me on as a manager, and I expect that to be the motivation for everyone that's working for me. And we'll get the help from above based on the conversations I've had. And we're taking care of the playing staff, but the things that I've achieved and been studied on my course, I can really bring into to help Phil and James and everybody at the club who's trying to make this club a better place, a successful place. But it comes down to winning on Saturday, so that's what it's all about. That's my priority, to make sure the team's right. I'm really delighted by their attitude this week. We've got plenty to think about in terms of picking a team, picking a squad, but we'll keep everyone on board. We'll create something special, a tight-knit group, lots of hard work. It's going to take from the players, the staff, everybody to get us back on track. So excited by it, looking forward to the game Saturday. It's a big game for myself and the staff, but I feel the players have given me enough confidence to think that we can go and get a positive result and kick on.
You've said about the course you're studying on. I think you retired from playing a couple of years ago after you finished at Preston. Can you give us an idea about what you've been doing over the past couple of years, and in particular how your coaching career has kind of progressed to this stage?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've turned 40 this year. I think my playing career is finished. 22 years playing, every level of football, 4 England managers, promotion, relegations, a few tears along the way. It's pretty much had it all. Like my career, it's been up, it's been down, it's been up and come back. So I feel that I bring a lot, that the players can come to me or John and ask the question, how can they get better individually and as a team? And as a person, I'm always keen to learn. I've got fortunate to have some great contacts in the game, Premier League managers. I spoke to Big Sam yesterday, and people that I can lean on for advice. I'm a young new manager. I obviously want to succeed and do well. I'm very proud of what I've achieved in my football career. That has gone now. I'm keen to learn about this side of the game, and I'll always be picking people's brains over the last 2 or 3 years, doing the media things, the National League, working for BT Sports, covering games in Europe, getting in around some of the National League managers, John Still, Danny Cowley, coaches. How are you doing that? I'm constantly trying to pick people's brains and learn, and the good things I will take and use and develop and put my own stamp on things, and that's what it's all about. I don't feel I'm learning on the job. I feel I'm ready. And I'm excited by it. It's been a hectic few days. It's not been much sleep, but that's the way it's going to be. It's meant to be a part-time job, but it's very much full-time for me. I'm very excited, and I'm driven to bring the good times back, and I'm confident it's going to work.
You mentioned some of the managers you've worked under and alongside there. Who would you say kind of are your biggest influences, and who would you kind of try and emulate?
I think they've all had going back to youth football, the values that were given to me about just being a good person, the working hard. John Duncan was my first manager at Chesterfield, a father figure still friendly with today. And there's been a few more managers along the way. Dave Jones at Southampton was fantastic. Obviously Sam's a massive influence on me. 26 years old, I was released, and he gave me a chance, and learnt an awful lot from him. He's a family friend, someone I can speak to. He'll always be there for us, and he was. I think he was. People have a misconception about him, being a long ball type style football, but he was ahead of his game 10, 15 years ago, and that's something that I will look to do, trying to find those small gains, the little margins to win football matches. That's what it's all about, winning football, and that's what was drilled into us every day. We were motivated, we knew what was required, what success looked like, and that's what I want to bring to this club. So massive influence on me, Simon Grayson, last manager again. There's been too many to mention really, and like I said before, you take little bits of everything from them. Some of the not so good ones, what didn't work, you take that as well. And this is me. I'm not going to change as a person. I'm going to be, picking teams and doing all the horrible side of the game, but trying to keep the team spirit. That's an important aspect that I will be looking at very closely. The dynamics of the dressing room. My door, as I said, will always be open. We're there to help. And from what I've seen so far, I'm looking forward to the challenge and working with the group of players and everyone at the club. And looking forward to the occasion on Saturday, obviously.
Have you sought advice from any of those managers in looking to take this job at all?
Yes. Conflicting words and stuff, but I felt ready. And like I said, I make my own decisions. I'm my own person. My family, and we made the decision. It's a massive decision, for myself to take on. But I'm 40 years old. I'm young. I'm fresh. I feel I bring lots to the table, and everybody, the fans, will be rest assured that I'm working tirelessly to make sure we win games ultimately, but all the things that go on with the club, the staff. I'm trying to spin a lot of plates at the moment, but from now till Saturday, the focus on the team and winning what we're doing right. So lots going on, but I'm enjoying it. That's the main thing.
You mentioned it was a big decision to take the job. When you hear a lot of people talk about modern day footballers from the top flight, they often say they don't want to get involved in management. What makes you want to kind of break that mould, to roll your sleeves up, get involved?
It's just something that's inside you, isn't it? I mean, football's been in my life since I was walking pretty much, and it's just a daily thing. And like I say, it's something that's been of interest to me. I've just felt it's all about timing, really. As I said in sort of the statement I made, sometimes you get a feel for the club, and it feels right inside. And I think I've been fortunate to play for some great clubs that, we had a really strong togetherness and created some good memories, as I touched on before. And it felt right to me. It felt right to me. And the club have been, great with me in terms of what they want to achieve and the backing that they've given me. And it's down for me now to get on with it and get the club back to winning, get the players motivated. And it's a challenge that I wanted, and I felt it was the right time for me to step into. I say the learning, I'm constantly learning. I expect the players, my staff, to be learning. We'll be going to people that I can take them for them to learn as well. And everyone then improves, the team improves, the club improves, and we go places. It's as simple as that, really, for me. And I've said that to the boys, it's hard work, it's teamwork, and it's doing things in the right way. So that's where we're at.
Have you got in mind the type of manager, the style of manager that you see yourself as being?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I'm not going to change the way I am. I expect high standards from the players. It's early days yet, but we're slowly trying to put our stamp on what we expect from them. Say we've had them for 3 hours, and it's something that we'll develop slowly, and the players will buy into it. I'm sure of that. And if they don't, they know where they stand. So I am what I am. I'm determined. I'm very down to the point. I know what I want, and I'm prepared to work hard to get that. And I expect everyone to be as driven as me. From what I did in my career, that got me, everything that I got from it. And I think as a manager, if I can do that as well, I think we can achieve something here. That's why I'm here. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be here.
I appreciate these early days. Have you got in mind kind of the approach or the style of play you expect a Kevin Davies team to adapt?
Of course. I mean, that's something that I've been looking at over, the last couple of years, the last 6-7 years of my career. I've done all the coaching badges over the last 7-8 years. Speaking to managers, being in and around people, and like I said, I'm always keen to learn, and I think everybody should be. I think when you come into a new club, you have to look at the players first and see what we've got. Me and John are, we're up till 3-4 in the morning sometimes, and deliberating and talking about what we should be doing in training. Getting the right balances right. It's obviously a new level for me, so it's constantly speaking to my staff and the players about the intensity, and I felt that's something that the fitness has really dropped because of the training that they've had in the past, and it's getting the balance right for the players, that they're strong, they're fit, they're willing, they're high intensity at times, but at other times, good shape, all those kind of things, and it's kind of trying to get that instilled to the players, getting the basics laid down for them, and we'll have a plan, and we'll be prepared, and I'll pride myself on those kind of things, those principles, and I expect the players and everybody to go with me, and I think if we can do that, we'll win games and hopefully keep up the table. And I'd say there's a big ambition from the club, there's a big vision, and I'm part of that now.
When people talk about the differences between, say, the top level and non-league football, they obviously say there's a world of difference apart from the quality. What do you kind of think are the main differences between the top level and non-league, and how do you kind of intend to adapt to that?
So it's about the players, isn't it? I think, first and foremost, you have to get them fit, you have to get them strong, and it's hard work. And secondly, organised, well drilled on the training ground, and use all the other aspects, the team spirit, the togetherness. You look at what Wales did in the Euros a couple of years ago, whenever it was. You'd argue to say they didn't have the best quality players, and they're getting to last four or whatever it was in major tournaments. It's by chance. It takes hard work, it takes a lot of drilling, it takes preparation. There's many things I could say what it takes, and it's going to take me a while with the amount of time that I get to the players, how I can get that drilled into them. In terms of the quality, it's a massive difference, isn't it? But for me, it's 2 players, 2 sets of 11 players on one football pitch, one football, and we have to find a way to win, and we have to be fit, we have to be organised, well drilled. Everyone's in it together, and everyone's from top to bottom really is got the same goal. I don't think you can overcomplicate football sometimes. But, I feel with myself and John, we've already made an impact. I feel with the players. I've been really pleased with what I've said from them, and I see a bit of quality now. I said to them, I don't want to judge them too much on the games that I've watched in the last few games because the confidence is low. Maybe the training wasn't right, the fitness levels, and it just, I've been in teams that have struggled before and been on bad runs. It's a clean slate for all of them, and all I can say is I've been really pleased with the players. I've said to them, we're not really looking at other signings yet because everyone gets a chance in there. As you can imagine, the phone's been busy and stuff, but everybody, is in contention to play the weekend. I'm really pleased with what I've seen, and I can't wait for something to come really. So, that's about it.
You've seen the past couple of matches. You've had 2 training sessions this week. What would you say are your biggest challenges as you look to make your mark on the squad?
Listen, there's an element of getting back to basics. I know what it's like with the confidence and losing games in the manner that they have. It was, at the game last weekend, and they played really well. Ross had an amazing game, and was unfortunate in the end, and that's sometimes the way it goes, really. Based on that performance, I saw elements in that, and I felt that I could work with this team and use, as I said, my experience, John's experience, to improve them. Seriously, I've had a great reaction from the players. I'm really pleased with what I've seen on the training ground, and I think that this team's going to do well. Hopefully get off to a good start of the weekend. We've got plenty of time on the training ground between now and Christmas. We know midweek games, so the players are going to be well drilled, and as I said before, there'll be a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes, getting us winning football matches, but making the club better overall as well.
Just finally, a message to the fans?
Yeah, listen, we feel it's you know, an exciting time for everybody to be involved with the ownership and the board, and you know, me and John coming in. Great reaction from the players. I was at the game, and obviously a lot of upset fans. But this is a clean slate, it's a new start, and we feel it could be something, the start of something very special. And you know, they will get 100% from me every day, giving you know, the players the best chance to win a football match on a Saturday. It's as simple as that, really. So obviously look forward to seeing everybody on Saturday. Come and see what we're all about, and hopefully we'll give you something to be proud of, and you know, we'll be giving it our all. So.
Appreciate that.
All right,
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.